It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Today is Thursday, June 13th. It's sunny. It's a lovely day here in Los Angeles. We've got a big show. Okay. We've got random gossip, podcast, news. Everyone goes on the damn podcast. That's how we get all our news now. Forget the reality shows. We're just talking about what people said on podcasts, on reality shows. But hey, it's entertainment news. We're here to have fun for an hour. I'm happy you guys are with me. Welcome to the show. Today, we're going to talk about a summer house wedding, a new paperwork filed by Leah Mcsweeney. If you could only see my face, I'm already falling asleep. Tom Sandoval and his messy life, and some other news, all on today's Daily Dose of Donna. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Reminder, subscribe right now. Just do it. Join the party. Or you can subscribe to be a member of the channel, whether it's here where you're going to get lives once a month and some extra treatment, or on Patreon where I release extra episodes that you can only get there. So, for example, I released a Bethany Ever After recap. I'm recapping and rewatching seasons 2 and 3 of Bethany Ever After. This is her marriage with Jason Hoppy. And then, of course, the demise of her marriage with Jason Hoppy. I find it fascinating to rewatch 12 years, 13 years after it first aired, finding out so much about Bethany that we just kind of overlooked in those days. If you watch Bethany Ever After now, knowing what we know about Bethany, knowing the reckoning, the crazy, divorce podcast that she's released, her conversations about her mom, etc. If you listen to or if you watch the show now with this kind of information, it is incredibly different. Because when we watched, and I don't know if you guys were with me on this, but when we watched Bethany Ever After back in, 2011, 2012, when she was on The Housewives, we were so obsessed. Weren't you guys? Bethany could do no wrong. She could do no wrong in my mind. She was so fun. She was so funny. She was so witty. She was so cute. She was such a hustler. She really was the American dream. Such an inspiration to women and entrepreneurs everywhere that it's really wild to go back and watch it now, knowing what you've gone through and what we know about her. So it's quite a ride. And she was on Skating with the Stars, that short-lived show. So I talk all about that and Thanksgiving when her oven broke and she had served a raw turkey. It's a whole thing over on Patreon. All links are below. Okay. Let's get into the show. Before we do, did you guys watch my Instagram stories last night? Last night I did this little face dermaplaning situation. And afterwards I used my OneSkin eye cream. Today, of course, I use the moisturizer. Daily Dose of Donna is sponsored by OneSkin. OneSkin is an incredible line of anti-aging, scientifically proven creams and based on this peptide OS1. This peptide is the one that targets the zombie cells that cause lines, wrinkles, and sagging skin. And it's scientifically proven to reverse skin's biological age at the cellular level. So whether you're laying out at the beach, hiking, or heading out on vacation, OS1 powered sunscreens block UV rays while targeting the UV-induced skin aging you already have. I do have all of their products. I really like their new summer skincare essentials, which include daily moisturizers and a broad spectrum sunscreens for the face and body. Honestly, I use it myself. I use it with my kids. They like it because it doesn't come on super white. I know that a lot of kids don't like when their face is white with well, I don't like it either with sunscreen. It absorbs into your skin really well. So our listeners will get an exclusive 15% off their first OneSkin purchase using the code DailyDose. That's one word, DAILYDOSE. When you check out at oneskin.co. After your purchase, they'll ask where you heard of them. Please support Daily Dose of Donna and tell them through Donna, baby. Donna spelled Dana. Okay, thanks, OneSkin. Let's get into one of our stories for today. Leah Mcsweeney. Mm, guys, she's back. Leah Mcsweeney has now released, or filed, I should say, new court papers against Andy Cohen, claiming he tried to bully her into silence and have her blackballed. Can you believe we're still talking about this? I can't. I can't, but we are. Alas, we are. According to page 6, she's going after Andy Cohen again. Back in February, if you remember, she filed that lawsuit claiming that he and other top producers had deviously and callously attempted to exploit her struggle with alcohol to drive up ratings for RHONJ, the reality show, but she's still pursuing the case. And we know, Andy Cohen had kind of been vindicated in that by using, I guess, his legal people came. This is a legal show. As you know, when you listen to Daily Dose of Donna, you listen for the legal advice, right? You guys listen for legal advice, for workout tips, for education only. Just kidding. This is not the show for you if you want to be smarter. This is the show for you to have fun. I'm like the Love Island of podcasts. So she filed this lawsuit back in February, and that case has not fully been dismissed, although it's kind of confusing because Andy Cohen was apparently vindicated in that. But now she's added more paperwork to this that basically says that when she first filed her legal claims, Andy Cohen, retaliated by having his lawyers senselessly threaten her in public, tear her apart in the press, and try to get her blackballed by the entertainment business. I don't know if it was Andy, but okay. All in a calculated attempt to scare her and any other Bravo stars who might dare to speak up against him into silence. Mcsweeney had earlier claimed that Cohen and the networks had seen her drinking problem as a potential drama generator and set out to cash in it. He also was the one that talked about the fact that he had done cocaine allegedly with some of the Housewives stars and given them special professional favors. He has denied all the claims. Bravo said a third-party investigation has cleared him of wrongdoing. Okay. Here's the thing. So you can claim anything you want in a court filing. I can right now go claim that Andy Cohen turned me into a panda. But just to claim something feels in this case like we're grasping. It's like Leah Mcsweeney needs to join Kyle Chan and Victoria Lee Robinson, Tom Sandoval's girlfriend, because they are grasping for straws to have and maintain some relevancy. If you think, I'm just going to say this, if you think that if you go after some sort of a public figure, a very well-liked public figure, i.e. Andy Cohen, someone who the majority of the people who even know who Leah Mcsweeney are have already had an affinity, a love for Andy Cohen from before Leah Mcsweeney even joined the scene. We know Leah came on the show, was problematic, was toxic, was angry, was fighting, and then the show got canceled essentially. So I'm sorry. I think we all have a little bit of our feelings about Leah. I want to sue Leah for running around naked and throwing a torch. I want to sue all these people. I'm going to sue Caroline Manzo for involving all this drama and not letting us see Real Housewives of Ultimate Girls Trip. Mark Ward is going to file a lawsuit against me because I prevent him from being productive every day from 1 to 2 p.m. Listen, we can all sue each other. Can anyone else find some other good things to sue each other for? I'm going to sue Craig Conover for wanting me to start a beehive. He posted something on his Instagram Reels yesterday that just we'll talk about that in just a second. We weren't planning on it, but we can always throw a Craig story in when we have to. So the point is that this is grasping because a man, a woman, and anyone is allowed to defend themselves. And I don't even think Andy Cohen had to do much at all for people to immediately side with him and turn on Leah when that lawsuit was filed. Do you guys feel like Andy had started some sort of a, you know, parade against Leah or like a protest against Leah? No, I think Andy Cohen, he stayed pretty silent as far as I know. He stayed pretty silent, and then um a lot of housewives came to his defense, which by the way happens all the time. It happens all the time, not just in the housewife universe. If someone you know is being, falsely, as far as accused of something and you want to stand up for them in a public manner, that's what a good friend does. So, anyway, the point is, I don't think Andy Cohen specifically tried to blackball her. I think she did it on her own. I do. I think she did it on her own. And I hate to say that, but certain people just do have an energy. Bethany is one of them. Leah is another. And unfortunately, Brandy seems to be one too, where they're just out for conflict. They're just out to argue. It's like, you've heard this thing before. These like sue happy people. There's people out there that really just like to start shit and start and like fight back over everything. They're confrontational. It's the opposite of Carl Radke, right? It's confrontational people. Do you guys remember when Bethany served a couple of those creators, Meredith Lynch being one of them, a cease and desist for talking about one of her publicly known trademarks on TikTok? This is before Bethany even understood TikTok. Now Bethany talks about everyone and their mother on TikTok. But I just find it really interesting that she can, she's so quick to like defend herself amongst all the things, but she'll go out and talk about others. So Leah just is, to me, she's someone that like I don't think a lot of people want to hire. If you watch her on Girls Trip, number one, you watched her on her first seasons of New York, she was wild. Then you watched her on Girls Trip and she was depressed, negative, angry, like the most downer person you'd ever want to be around on a vacation. Like, bye. Bye. Negative Nancy, we don't need you. She drains me. She drains me. And honestly, there's enough things draining me. I don't want my reality stars draining me. I want them to give, right? Give. So that is that. Now, this is kind of a random story, but I thought it was interesting. Kaitlyn Bristowe. Kaitlyn Bristowe is apparently hurting over her ex, Jason Tartick, going Instagram official with his new girlfriend, Kat Stickler. So, who are these people if you don't know? Kaitlyn Bristowe, of course, if you didn't know who she was, I would be shocked, but she was a bachelorette seasons and seasons ago, and she ended up getting engaged to a guy named, I believe his name was Sean, and they lived, I think, in Canada for a little bit. I don't even remember, whatever. And she ended up breaking up with him. And then she started dating ex-Bachelor Nation guy. I don't remember if he was on a Bachelorette or Bachelor in Paradise, Jason Tartick. Now, Kaitlyn is the host of a very popular Off the Vine podcast. And she also has a wine company. And like, she's an entrepreneur. She's been on Dancing with the Stars. Like, she knows what's up. I actually really like her. Jason Tartick is the host of the podcast Trading Secrets, and he actually is the guy who had Kyle Cook, Summer House's Kyle Cook, on talking about his side of the Loverboy, Sprit Society, Craig Conover feud just last week, and we covered that. So Jason Tartick and Kaitlyn were engaged. They were very much in love. They finally got engaged. They had dogs together. They lived together. They seemed really, really happy. And then out of nowhere, they broke off their engagement. And we don't really know specifically why. No one has officially come out and said specifically like what the issue was. I imagine different priorities. I did have a lot of women in my DMs who are part of the LGBTQ community who were convinced that Kaitlyn is possibly playing for the other team or was. I don't know. There was all these rumors about her making out with another one of like the Bachelor guys. And I can't remember off the top of my head which ones. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with her. But she admits that since Jason Tartick has become Instagram official with his new girlfriend, Jason's new girlfriend. Her name is Kat Stickler. She has 2 million TikTok followers. She's a popular TikTok creator. She's a mother, a single mother. Andrew is saying what I kind of feel, which is Kat is one of the most annoying content creators on TikTok. Like, there's a reason I don't follow her. I think I followed her for a hot second and I just couldn't do it. I don't really know her story. Just going to be honest. But they started dating recently. The stories were out. Oh, thank you. Thank you. We got a comment from Celie B. No that says Zach Clark. There were rumors or like pictures of Zach Clark, who, God, you guys, this is like the Bachelor Nation world, who was Tayshia's fiance. And they broke up, hooking up with Kaitlyn Bristowe. So who knows? Kaitlyn's living her life. So Jason Tartick went Instagram official. I'll show you guys a picture because if you're watching on the YouTube, it's kind of nice to sometimes have that visual, I would imagine. Let me pull it up. I don't follow Jason on Instagram, but maybe I should. I told you guys, I liked his podcast. I'm really into financial stuff. So like, I mean, this is not a financial podcast. Do not take financial advice from me, y'all. But I really like it. Like, I'm into financial stuff. So this is the post that made them public. It made them official. She said heart is full. She posted it, I guess, and collabed with him. And honestly, they look really cute. They look really cute. I mean, this is her. I was like, wow, he posts so much about her, but it's her page. I was like, Jason's obsessed with her. It's her page. Let's go back to Jason's. So Jason's to me, I find him really good looking. Here he is with his dogs. This is like, it was sad because they broke up and they had these 2 golden retrievers and I guess they do some sort of a joint custody. I mean, I don't even know. I'm trying to go back to see if there's pictures of the 2 of them together still on his feed so you guys can kind of like visualize the 2 of them together when he was with Kaitlyn, but maybe he deleted them. Or maybe it happened so long ago that we don't have them anymore. Okay, this is the last picture I'm seeing of them. And this was 4th of July last year. And it's the 2 of them, having fun. Okay. Now, according to this story, Bristowe shared her candid reaction in her private Facebook group, which I'm not part of, but I'm sure how sad is that? Like in my daily dose of Donna, if I share something and I feel like really protected, and then all of a sudden, like it's on a Page 6 magazine. But I guess there's like moles everywhere, right? She said it's actually hurting more than you know, and for reasons other than most know, the former bachelorette wrote from her verified account, according to a screenshot seen by Page 6. She says, she asked the group's other members not to make assumptions about her feelings, adding, "This is hard, and that's confusing for me too, not just you." She said that she is held on anger and resentment that she is working through and clarified she's not hurt. Okay, guys, I'm just going to go out on a limb since she said it's for reasons that you wouldn't actually know. Is there a world? Okay. Let's like play a game of why they could have broken up. So, if you were on Jason Tartick is now with this Kat Stickler. Stickler has a 4-year-old daughter from her previous relationship with her ex-husband, okay? Is there a world where Kaitlyn and Jason talked about their future, family, etc., and he said, "I don't think I want kids." And now he's with Kat, who has a daughter. Because Kaitlyn said, "This is going to hurt for more reasons than you guys will know." So, like, to me, it feels like he said, I don't want that for my life. And now he's into that life. I don't know. Okay, Leslie says he absolutely wants kids and now. Okay, so maybe he has always wanted kids and that's been part of the story. There's something going on there. Either Kaitlyn never wanted kids, couldn't have kids, like we don't really know. Anyway, it never is easy to see your ex move on. I don't care how moved on you are. I don't care how long you guys broke up, how long ago you guys broke up. Well, maybe if it's a long time ago, but your last ex. If you break up with someone and the first time you ever see them with another person, it's gonna sting. It's gonna sting. It's like an ego thing. I think it's natural. I remember when I saw my ex, my live-in 5-year-long relationship ex-boyfriend with his new girlfriend who now is his wife, mother of his kids. I remember the first time I saw a picture, I like stopped in my tracks. I was like, it's just so out of body to see the person that you were with and that you loved and you lived with and like thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with type of person, like with someone else. It's just got to hurt, right? It's got to hurt, which is why it's so shocking to me. All these like reality shows that we're watching, right? With all their exes and dating and then still being friends with their exes and seeing them with the new people and et cetera, et cetera. So it's wild. All right. Let's move on over. Let's talk about the real reason, apparently, that Real Housewives of New Jersey has scrapped their reunion. So, listen, we can take these with a grain of salt also, because there's absolutely no way if these are, we don't know if these are actual true stories. Like, we just assume that they are because they're being written about. But this is according to Daily Mail, which sometimes is right and sometimes is wrong. So it says the exclusive truth behind Bravo's decision to scrap the Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion is because producers are told to scout for new cast members amid bitter fallout between current stars. Now, if you guys remember yesterday, there was this leak on Radar Online that Teresa was staying on the show along with Rachel Fuda and Dolores. Those are the three that are safe. If that's true or not, there's no real way to know. But I don't doubt this story whatsoever that they have to find new cast members, whether they keep like 2 or 3 of them and completely scrap and start over, or they completely scrap and start over. But it is absolutely apparent that this needs to happen. Why? How do you I imagine that, if you guys remember, in the trailer, there's a scene where Dolores is sitting at a table and she's all alone and she's like, it did not go well. My guess is the season finale of this season is explosive in the sense no one is talking. And when you have no one really talking to each other, you're not going to have a coherent reunion. What's the point? So obviously, we know that Teresa and Melissa don't talk and, whatever, but it says that reuniting the women would have proved this is a word. This is an education podcast. This is a word cataclysmic. The reunion was scrapped because there's absolutely no way these women could be in a room together after the final. So, what is in the final? We don't know. It says a reunion is resolution. This is obviously not going to be resolution. Considering your comments that I'm getting from you guys, I think you're so over Jersey, just like I am. And if we are, and we're literally obsessed with this stuff, then it almost feels pointless. Like, what's the point of keeping the show going on? And Mark says it was actually canceled, allegedly, because Teresa ate a bad sprinkle cookie that Louis Ruelas gave her. Allegedly. Just kidding. That's not really going to happen. All right. So, Jersey, bye-bye. I'm okay with that. Let's go on and talk Summer House. There's a lot to talk about with Summer House people right now. I find this incredibly interesting. Before we do that, this is a reminder that it's time to consider therapy. And this show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We all carry around different stressors, as you know, big and small. Some of us bottle it all in. We end up eating too many sprinkle cookies, drinking too much wine, doing all the bad things, not sleeping. Some of us go on a podcast and share it for the entire world. And the smart ones go to therapy because therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest and figure out how to work through whatever's weighing you down. So just consider, when I go to therapy, I walk in feeling heavy and I walk out feeling light. There is something so magical about therapy. And finding that perfect therapist in real life, in real time, is really hard. I mean, I know that because here in Los Angeles, there's a million. If you Google therapist Los Angeles, you're going to find so many. But what's cool about BetterHelp is you can fill out this online questionnaire. It's like a survey, and it asks you specifically, what do you want in your therapist? What age do you want? Do you want a female or a male? Do you care? Do you want them to be solely on the phone, or do you want it to be FaceTime or Zoom? Do you want to talk about anxiety, depression, weight gain, whatever your issues are, relationship issues? They find you the licensed therapist that is perfect for you, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. That's betterhelp.com/Donna. DANA to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Donna. Okay, Summer House. So just within hours from now, like before this morning, basically in LA, but it's afternoon in Italy, Andrea Denver and Lexi, I forget her actual last name, Lexi Sundin, have gotten married in a gorgeous, gorgeous wedding. They are in the middle of Italy. It looks stunning. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the pictures. I'll show you a picture in just a second. It's a beautiful church wedding. It says it's intimate, but it feels like there's a good amount of people there. This is in the hometown of Verona, Italy. Verona from Romeo and Juliet. Am I wrong? Isn't that isn't that Verona? Andrea wore a blue suit with a white undershirt. Just in case you're wondering, a white vest and a white tie. And Sundin said, I do, in front of close family and friends who were dolled up in black tie attire. It says Sundin looked like a true bride. Wow, she looked like a bride, guys. She was wearing a white strapless dress. It's a very, very specific coverage of her outfit. But what do we care about? We care about the summer house folk. So let's go check out some of these people who have posted. I saw our fave, that is said very sarcastically these days. Kyle Cook has posted a photo of the entire summer house crew that is actually at the wedding. And there are so many summer housers, right? So we have on this side, we have Chris. He was like the one and done last season. He was kind of a bore snore. We have the penguin, Carl. We have Danielle. Don't love her dress, but she looks pretty. Sam, you guys remember Sam? She's so freaking cute and just like Polly Pocket. Isn't she so adorable? Like, you guys know how small Lindsay is, and look next to her. Sam is like little tiny, tiny petite. Obviously handsome Andrea in the middle. We have Lindsay. We have Kyle Cook. Don't have very good things to say about Kyle today. We have Alex, who was also a one and doneer, I think. And we have Jason Cameron, who was Jason actually on Summer House? Yeah, he was on Summer House, wasn't he? I know he was on Winter House. I remember he had the whole thing with Lindsay. How crazy is that? That Jason got Lindsay pregnant. Do you guys remember that? And she had a miscarriage with Jason's baby. And then she was leaning on Carl to kind of get through it. Now, I find this so cute, number one, because to me, I feel like, I don't know. I love that they're all family and they're all that close. I love that Andrea is close enough with 10 people or 9 people from Summer House. They flew to Italy to come and be there. Now, I'm going to say something. And I just want to point this out. According to my research, when you look into the likes, at least this morning, now I don't know if this is still true. Why is it not pulling up? Amanda Batula, the Amanda had not liked Kyle Cook's post. Okay. Now remember, right now it's 2:30 p.m. in New York City. It's not like she was sleeping. I believe, in my opinion, that Amanda Batula in my opinion, is very angry with Kyle right now. She has not liked not this post, and she has not liked this post. No comment, no like. This post that I'm pulling up right now is a video of them at their, engagement dinner before the actual wedding. I don't know, has she liked this one? This is the one of him and all the guys. She may have. I mean, it could take me forever to. Oh my God, it's so annoying. It keeps popping out. She may have. Okay. Now, the point is, I don't think she has. The point is, I don't believe Amanda is very happy with Kyle right now. Whether or not these blinds and these rumors are true, it doesn't matter. Enough is enough. Kyle, goodbye, Kyle. Goodbye, Kyle. Today on Dumois, as you guys know, let's look at Kyle's stories, by the way, because I haven't seen his stories recently.
With Carl. Hey, gang. We are.
Guys, I can't. I cannot. I can't with. I can't with Carl's glasses. Someone, am I missing something? Is this the look? Do we need to come up with glasses for Carl? I feel like Carl's basically wearing this around his eyes. He's wearing like a polka dot. This is, I'm the new Carl. Jeez. In honor of Carl, I'm going to put this on. What is up with Carl's glasses? You guys, someone in his life has to tell him it's not okay, right? Like someone has to say, and this is not the second time he's worn them, because in the first time he wore them on Kyle Cook's page, we all couldn't stop talking about it. So he knows in his comments, like, did he only bring one pair of glasses to Verona? Buy one from a kiosk. It's not okay. And Debbie's saying exactly what we're all thinking, which is Carl seems like such a dork. He really is such a dork. All I can think about is the skinny dive. Do you guys remember Carl's skinny dive? Let me see if I can just find it really fast, because it was quite possibly the funniest thing I've ever seen. And I feel like we showed this already on the show, but okay, this was from an episode of So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey. Let's see if we can find it really fast. Okay, you guys watching?
Was it Amanda?
I think it was Amanda. She was out there talking to Amanda. He's in the background doing a pencil dive. Yeah.
He was like literally talking shit about Carl, like to Amanda, like on one end of the pool. And then Carl like comes in. He's like, and he's like, all he needed was
he's like perfect form. He's like, he has he's like shaved his legs, less tread in the pool.
You guys, such a dork. Look at my hair. So it was like this. I'm going to do it for you guys. Oh. I really hurt myself just now. I should try that next time in a pool. Next time I'm going to have a pool. Like next time I get in my pool, I'm going to set my camera up and I'm going to be Carl. So dorky. So anyway, let's go back to sharing and watching the rest of the story.
We're at Andrea and Lexi.
Sunglasses are back.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Dwayne Wade. I appreciate the look, man.
Yeah, Carl's getting a lot of
Congrats
for
to Lexi.
Yeah, back to what I was talking about. Look at this. All right, so
guys, they know he's getting flagged. They know he's getting flack on the glasses, and he's still doing it. These guys are like they're gluttons for punishment.
We're on top of this castle.
Again,
That's where they got married. And then this is the cocktail hour. It's
oh my God, it's
absolutely
gorgeous.
absurd. So
gorgeous.
I'm gonna try to take some more photos, but I just kind of had to just let this one rip.
Let it rip.
Okay, this is quite possibly the most stunning location I've ever seen for a wedding. Can you agree?
He's like the mayor.
How crazy is that you are getting married right now, currently in Italy. You're not even on a reality show anymore, and your wife has never been on the reality show, and yet you're like, or she's just like guesting on it, and yet you are like a full-on cover of Page 6. It's really wild. Like all the summer house people that have been there, that are there, are making this front page news. And a big portion of it is because Kyle's wife, Amanda, is not there. Now, riddle me this. Let's talk about this for a second. Imagine you and your spouse are very, very good, meaning you're in a good place in your marriage. Okay. There's no drama. I mean, obviously there's always drama and fights, but like you guys are good, right? Imagine that. If you are good in that moment, why, when your spouse, your husband, is at a wedding in one of the most stunning, beautiful locations ever, with a mutual friend of yours, with 10 mutual friends of yours, and you're not there, wouldn't it be so strange to not like the post, not only like it, but not comment publicly, knowing that there's all this rumor about you, to say, I am so sad I'm missing this. Andrea and Lexi look stunning. What a beautiful wedding. You know, like, I can't believe I'm not there. Something. Wouldn't you just say something in a public forum like Instagram when you know that the entire Bravo sphere is not only talking about the fact that your husband has cheated on you again, but there's video now, footage that has come out. This is not good. She is clearly showing us and the world, I am not in support of Kyle at this moment. Now, let's remember that Face Reality 16, my girl, Eliza, who I love dearly, she posted this video. I'm going to do a refresher for all of you guys of her content and she's like one of the only people that's posting this, which is wild. If you remember, she posted this video of Kyle and some girl who wasn't Amanda in November looking to canoodle in the side of a bar, right? There was also a lot of comments and DMs that she got from someone saying, yes, I saw this. He was there. Amanda was not there. He was hammered. He was blacked out, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, remember the chain of events. Right after this post and this blind that he was cheersing to his divorce with Everett, former Summer House member, at that time, Kyle had then denied it, went to Betches. Very strange. We think he went to Betches. We don't actually know because Betches released some sort of like a press release saying a source close to the couple, which always trips me up, you guys. A source close to the couple is never what it is. A source close to the couple says they're totally fine. And in fact, Amanda's going to Italy later this summer with Kyle, but she will not be at this wedding. But everything's totally fine with them. Okay, my guess is the reason why Amanda's going to the later wedding in Italy, it's because it's one of Amanda's friends, and she will not miss her own friend's wedding. But Kyle may have to miss it depending on what goes on later in the week. In the summer. But Amanda posting content without her ring on, I don't care. I find it weird. Posting content about the company Boys Lie. That's what she was posting, and like being at home with her dog when her husband and multiple of her castmates are in the most gorgeous location. This is a place you would want to be with your husband. You would want to be with your wife. You have no kids other than dogs. You literally can do it. It's not like it's a financial issue. This is something that you didn't go because you didn't want to be there, right? You didn't go because you didn't want to be there. Done and done and done. Then Dumois talks about this on today's. Well, first I want to tell you, Face Reality did an amazing job talking about or pulling up this scene from season 3. Now, rewatching Summer House is mind-blowing. It's kind of like rewatching Bethany. But when you rewatch Summer House with the knowledge of what we know now about Lindsay and Carl, or about Amanda and Kyle, about any of them really, you start to see things in a different light. So if you remember in season 3, we talked about this briefly yesterday, that Kyle had been, Lindsay went up to Kyle and basically brought up this idea that he had potentially been cheating. He cheated on Amanda again. At this point, they weren't even engaged. Okay. He was planning on proposing. So let me go over and show you this clip. I find it so interesting. But really quickly, actually, I want to cover this. Leslie is asking, I forgot, how do we know it's Kyle in that video for sure? You don't really see his face, do you? Am I grasping? Well, maybe you're not seeing it so much in this like right here, but if you go to the actual post, you can really tell it's him. Also, we know he was there. We know he was there. He was in Charleston exactly on that night at that bar with all those people. Yeah, I guess you can say that it could possibly not him, but come on. Okay, let's look at this clip just to remind us.
You were making out with some girl out in public all night. Did that ever happen?
In this clip, it says, Face Reality says, Lindsay asked Kyle this question in season 3, saying, my friend said that she saw you drunk, blacked out, making out with another girl. And Eliza puts in her caption that he and Amanda have been punishing her for it ever since. Because if you notice on the reunion clips that are coming out for tonight's show, Amanda is so anti-Lindsay, and it's odd. Like, it's really odd why Amanda is so anti-Lindsay, especially after the breakup with Carl. She says it in the after show, like, this is the end of my friendship with Lindsay, but I'm going to say this. And then in the show, in the reunion, where Lindsay says, I feel like I was blindsided. And Amanda's like, yeah, sure. And Kyle and Amanda really don't like Lindsay together. But so let's keep watching this clip.
I don't know.
When you say, I don't know, that means you did it. Right? I'm sorry. How blacked out are you?
That's the sad thing.
So
I can't deny it, because in April, I had a huge night out with friends.
And I hooked up with other chicks.
And I was acting selfishly. I got way too drunk. I managed to completely black out, acting like New York douchebags, and I don't know what happened.
Okay. Number 1, Kyle sucks. Number 2, Chelsea brings up a point in the comments saying, I thought I read somewhere that Lindsay planned to bring that up on camera so they may feel betrayed still. It's very possible. Listen, at the end of the day, it's a reality show and they have to bring the drama. And she found out this information and a producer knew that she had this information and said, you have to bring this up on camera. And thank God she did, because I don't think she was out to hurt Amanda. I think she was out to protect Amanda. I mean, honestly, you cannot. Yes, it sucks that she did it on camera. Sure. But this is weird dynamic that Amanda is just okay with her husband, or at the time, just boyfriend, going out and cheating on her. And if she was okay about it until it was on camera, like, that's even weirder. Let's keep watching.
Look, I've been unfaithful since I was 16. It's like commitment and faithfulness. All that scares me. I don't even think humans are meant to be monogamous.
Okay. This is a red flag. To say, I don't think, it's one thing to be like, I have cheated in the past and I am devastated over it and I'll never do it again. And I've learned my lesson. To say, I don't think humans are meant to be monogamous. And by the way, maybe they're not. But it's not something you really want to say out loud on a show, on camera, right before you propose. Just saying. Let's keep going.
I'm going to propose to this girl. And everything that I've done up until then, that is in the past.
yes, but that's still not fair to Amanda, who's been faithful to you the entire time that you guys have been dating. That's not fair.
Okay, so he says, I'm going to propose. And then he decides, I'm going to be the bigger person. And I'm going to go and I'm going to tell her right on camera.
Was it a good conversation?
Can we just take a moment to talk about how freaking stunning Amanda is? I don't know what it is about her. I find her to be legit, like an actual gorgeous human being. Gorgeous. Watch her in the scene. Like, she looks so pretty.
It was good. It needed to happen.
What was it about?
Life, the past.
What do you mean?
She's playing with his nipples. Like, she's being all sweet and lovey with him, and he's about to break her heart.
There's like a rumor going around that I hooked up with some chick in like April. And
Did that happen?
so I can tell you, in April, I was having plenty of nights where I was selfish.
So he basically is just like, I have to be 100% honest. Like, I can't, you know, I can't say it didn't happen. She gets out of the
Yeah.
pool.
And
She's pissed.
hadn't had the
He's
Where
the
you
victim of, why are you going? Why are you leaving?
Was it a good
Okay.
conversation?
shouldn't have told her.
He says, I shouldn't have told her. And Eliza says in her caption, saying under his breath, I shouldn't have told her, made me think this was his usual response to blackout makeouts. So he's mad that he told her. And by the way, he should have told her. But telling her on camera like this is so weird and strange, considering that everyone is around the house. Why didn't he go up to her later, or maybe even just alone in the bedroom, and being like, listen, I'm freaking out. Lindsay just brought this to me. I have no idea what's going on. I just want to like come to light with you. I don't want to feel like I'm hiding anything from you. I mean, it's just bad. It's just bad. Pissed. He says, what's going on? She goes, Kyle may have cheated on me again. Imagine saying those words out loud about your boyfriend. The girls start coming to her. She gets really upset.
Oh man,
Danielle's fake crying.
I got blindsided.
Oh. Kyle got blindsided, guys.
By some bullshit that I'm trying to own up to because I can't remember everything.
Kyle, what just happened?
I'm not gonna lie to her, so then it's not like I perfect timing, but she just up and left the conversation.
Okay, give her a moment.
Okay. And
Talking
then,
about make out rumor, not I've hooked up with anybody.
you guys, what is this thing about making out versus hooking up? When I was growing up and like in college, everything, it was always a hookup. Like, I hooked up with a guy. And that could have just been a kiss. Is this like a thing? Is hooking up sex and making out kissing? I don't know. Okay, she gets very upset.
Or you don't even know if it happened or not. Can you tell me?
Look at me in the eyes. If it happened, it's because I'm a asshole.
If it happened, you can't deny it. You can't deny it.
Oh, poor Amanda with this guy.
To you and the fact, like, there's no rumors going around about me.
There we go. Why is it that there's no rumors ever going around about Amanda? There's no rumors going on about Paige and Craig. There's no rumors going on about Andrea Denver and his now wife. There's no rumors going on around these people because they're not putting them in situations. They're not putting themselves in situations where rumors are getting started. And you can bullshit that and say, well, he works for an alcohol brand and he has to go out and he has to flirt. But I'm sorry, Craig works at Sewing Down South and is constantly flirting with girls in line buying pillows. No one has ever said, I saw Craig canoodling alone at the bar. It's just not happening.
Because I
Gets really upset.
The first time that he cheated on me, that was literally my worst nightmare. That's why I've always been so cautious of his drinking.
She's always been so cautious of his drinking, you guys. This was season 3. Reminder, we just wrapped season 8. So we're talking 5-6 years ago. This is before COVID. And then apparently he DM'd the girl and asked if he DM'd the girl and asked if they had ever hooked up, and she never like actually responded, but that was enough for Amanda to be like, that's okay. Now, this is a great little bonus clip that I want to show you, because in this bonus clip, Stassi and Kyle are talking, and because I guess Stassi was visiting New York at this time, and he starts crying about her. And if you watch him cry in this scene, this is giving very much the same kind of crying episode that we saw in this last season where, you know, Paige ripped him a new one. I find it completely disingenuous. Watch.
I've been like, knowing that I want to like propose.
You can't
for
understand him
months,
because he's drunk.
and then like all this blew my life up.
Because of the cheating stuff. Because it came out. I'm
I miss Stassi so much. Can we just say that?
imagining, okay, because the cheating came out.
It's the sequence of events that like really upsets me because like we're talking about me cheating and proposing the same sentence.
Tough. That's what happens when you cheat.
I fucking love her.
Maybe it's not the right time to propose.
Watch his walk off. Watch this baby. Man child. Man. Man. Her face is like, what? Now, let's move on to talk about what next happened. Is that Dumois, you guys know I love Dumois. I was on her show twice. I love Du. She spoke about this. She says that the original blind item that she posted, which was about a DJ who has been kind of like cheating and flirting, an entrepreneur DJ, she says she thought it was actually about James Kennedy. And that's why she posted it. Now, I find this interesting. I think Du and Amanda are probably real life friends. But a couple things come out in this post that I think we need to talk about.
Oh, James Kennedy, no problem. Because these Kyle Cook and Amanda Batula rumors have been circulating for years.
I know.
And I don't like to knowingly perpetuate them. So had I known that was about them, I probably wouldn't have posted it because again, we've been there, done that. We've all heard these rumors and I'm sure she's heard them.
She's probably so freaking tired of hearing about this.
I know. And I think I've also said this. We love Amanda.
Yes. Big Amanda fans over here.
So every time I post something and it winds up being about her and Kyle and I don't do it knowingly, I'm like, shit.
Okay, so she's saying how she really loves Amanda and she feels bad. And then she says, but now there's video that has popped up, which is, of course, the video that Eliza posted.
But the latest rumor, which I heard a couple weeks ago.
Okay, I'm just going to skip through this. She basically says it again. She heard this rumor, but she didn't want to post
Other blind
her
item.
Amanda. But this is the thing that I want you guys to pay attention to. Kyle Cook is a snake because not only are these rumors constantly out about them because I'm convinced they're true, but this guy is connected in the press. There is some sort of PR people that he has that is connected because you'll hear that in this clip, he reached out to a business associate of Du's and had them ask her to take a blind down that was about him. This is years ago. But not only that, do you guys find it weird that like really big accounts like Dumois haven't posted the video, like Bravo and Cocktails, like Queens of Bravo, like why aren't they posting it? I think Kyle's got his hand in a lot of people's pockets, if you know what I mean. I don't know about if it's like a financial thing, but I think there's something going on there. And I want you guys to hear what Dumois said about Kyle's behavior, which I think is the best. And I hope Amanda hears this.
Okay.
So now here we are a year later. There's rumors that he hooked up with somebody in Charleston. Get your fucking shit together. Get your ducks in a row and cut the shit if it's not true. Don't give people something to start rumors about.
Yep.
You're obviously out there doing something that is questionable behavior.
Right. Where
in the eyes of your fans and the audience that are seeing you at these bars and these events.
Yep.
Like, get your fucking shit together. I'm so sick of hearing about Kyle making out with a girl at a bar. That's what it is. That's what all the rumors are.
Yeah.
Kyle made out with this girl at a bar. Kyle made out with my friend at a bar. Kyle was in New York and made out with someone at a bar. What are you doing, dude? Like,
Seriously.
what are you doing?
Yeah. It's like not it's not what needs to be happening right now. I agree with you. He needs to either shit or get off the pot. Like address it like you said, or have a real conversation with your wife. Okay.
So now here we are a year later.
Okay. So clearly in this, in this clip from Dumois, Kyle is, you guys, when I tell you, I think we've been hearing about these rumors from before they got married, obviously. He's cheated on her before they got married. You don't go your entire life cheating and getting blackout drunk and continuing to get blackout drunk when you're married and not cheat. It's just not happening. Like, some behavior has to change. If you make bad decisions getting blackout drunk and you continue to get blackout drunk, you're not capable of not making those bad decisions because you're blacked out. Like, when I used to drink so much and heavily, I would like party my ass off, come home and like eat a bag of Fritos dipped in like God knows what, right? And I would wake up the next morning and be like, why did I do that? But then I'd go out another time a few weeks later, party my ass off, get hammered, come home. And I'm talking about like, this is not, last week. This is like, in college years, 20s, early 30s, maybe. And like come home and just like do it again. When you're hammered, you don't know which way is up and which way is down. You don't have the ability, you don't have the capability, not drunk, blackout drunk. You don't have the capability of making the right decisions because you're not there. Like, you're not there. If you were, you wouldn't be doing half these bad things. So the point is, if I were you, if I were Amanda, it doesn't matter if it's a rumor anymore. It's who he is. The cheating is a symptom of the problem. I don't want to like sit here and, judge someone for a potential addiction or whatever, but like clearly it's not even it's lifestyle. This is lifestyle behavior that Amanda will never be okay with. Who would? Tell me one woman who would be okay with Kyle's behavior. Tell me. I would like to know one. I would like to know one woman who would be okay with the fact that their husband is constantly out getting hammered until 3, 4 in the morning, like multiple times. I don't know one. It's just not in the cards for me. And no man would be okay with our wife doing that. So I don't see how this goes well. And I think Amanda not commenting and not posting publicly on any of these things is so indicative of how she's really feeling. Okay. Our final story, and I won't keep it too long because like I don't know if I have it in me to keep this too long anymore about stupid Tom Sandoval, but this is about Billie Lee's podcast about the whole Tom Sandoval stuff. She had on her podcast, she had Ty, or is it T? Tii. I can't remember how to pronounce her name. This was a girl that dated Tom for a while. She was on their podcast. Billie and the Kid is the name of the podcast. All I can say is this. I don't have like so much I want to cover except for the fact that this is so clear more than ever that Billie Lee is exposing what's really happening behind the scenes with Tom Sandoval. And it's not okay. Like, this guy's not okay. And I don't know if I can, deduce that just from this, but from what we're hearing, there is a serious, serious issue with Tom Sandoval. And it sounds to me like he is a spiraling mess. We've heard multiple sources say this. We know personally, I know stories of producers that said that he wasn't showing up to work on time. It sounds like he sleeps in all day. It sounds like he's a hot mess. Okay. So essentially, according to my girl Vanderpod Recaps, if you're not following her over on Instagram, she's a doser. She listens to this show, so make sure to go listen. But this shares Billie Lee's side of the story. And basically, I feel for Billie. I have a little bit, I think, of a little spidey sense about these people. And yes, do I think Billie maybe also be a little thirsty because she is a former reality star, yes, but like I do get a feeling that she actually has like her head on her shoulders correctly. So she says she wasn't even around for the most of the Sandoval, like when it was actually happening, when the affair was happening. But she was at Tom Tom the night the affair was exposed. And at first she became very close with both Tom and Ariana, and she was there for both of them. But then eventually what happened was Jason, which was the guy that he was the guy that was on Tom's podcast. He's like the heavier set dude. He basically said to Billie, like, I'm worried about Tom. We really need someone to step in here. This is when things were really bad. And Billie started stepping in and being there for Tom as a friend. But because of that, Ariana unfollowed Billie and had to like draw a boundary. Makes sense. Now, when she talks about Kyle, she basically says Kyle Chan is fake. Kyle Chan is an opportunist. His job is to be friends with all the famous people and get them to wear jewelry. She didn't like how he brought up in this live with Up and Adam last week that, you know, the trans card. Billie Lee is like, I never talk about the fact that I'm trans. I only brought it up on the show that one time when I got, you know, triggered about the fact that I wasn't invited to the girls' night. And she's upset that Kyle said he's going to sue her, etc. So there is definitely a lot of like going back and forth here. But essentially, she's saying that Victoria and Tom broke up all the time, that Tom records his fights with Victoria because he doesn't trust her, that there's all this like back and forth about lies and fake, and there's all these drug conversations. She thinks that Kyle's in love with Tom. You guys, it's so gross. It's like all so dirty and gross. She thinks that, you know, Tom is a bad friend. He's constantly saying things behind people's back. He's actually not a good person. Shocker, right? And Tom would say stuff about Victoria, his girlfriend. She said that Tom did things where he put Victoria and Billie Lee against each other. Like Victoria and her would hear him screaming on the phone, and he would say, you're isolating me from my friends. And then Billie, everyone tells me you're isolating me, etc. So like Tom was just like using people against each other. Now, the intervention, this is kind of a wild thing because there's all these screenshots, but basically there was this setup intervention between Josh, who was Sandoval's cousin / assistant, who's like a really nice guy, Kyle Chan, Jason, and Billie Lee. And they had all kind of agreed over time to get this meeting together at Toast, which is a restaurant right next to Kyle Chan's store on 3rd Street, to have this like intervention because they were worried about Tom. And of course, the day of, Tom doesn't wake up on time. He says he doesn't feel good. He doesn't want to come. And this is a time where like Tom had no money, nothing good was happening for him, and he canceled. So she reads out the text exchange and she has photos of this, so that Kyle, you know, so that none of them basically were able to actually do that. Billie says, you know, that she was there all the time. She was always there for Tom. She was constantly there, and then, you know, whatever. Now, look, it goes on and on and on, but at the end of the day, all I can say is Tom is dirty. Tom is shady. Tom is a snake. Tom is unreal. Yes, Billie, I'll show you guys my outfit before we leave. And Tom is just a mess. I mean, there's no question. Like, this guy surrounds himself with drama and a mess. Like, how Ariana dealt with this for so long, I don't know if Tom just got worse after Ariana, or he was always like moments of this. I'm sure he's always been a little bit this way. Billie says, I've never seen a messier house than that house. And this is when Ariana lived there too. And we saw this on the show. I've never seen a messier house. It was messier than my trailer when I grew up with my parents. Like, it was disgusting. And the truth is, like, at the end of the day, you know, this guy's a mess. And he shouldn't be on reality TV anymore. He should be in rehab. He should get his life together. Like, he's going to lose everything. Because you can't continue to live your life in such a toxic way with no routine, no schedule, no nothing, without having, you know, like ramifications. Like, something bad is going to happen to this guy. And I worry. So a lot of you guys feel like Billie Lee is part of the problem because she's releasing this information out loud. And I can kind of see it. I guess she is just defending herself because of the live. Now, this is how these things work. It's like one person says it, so then the other person has to come back. And then the other person's like, why are you talking about me? Well, you talked about me. So it's this back and forth. But it does just give me a dirty, yucky feeling. Like this morning when I was watching her podcast, I thought to myself, why am I doing this? This is what we're doing with our lives. I'd rather talk about Kyle and Amanda. Like, I don't know. There's something about the Tom Sandoval circle which it feels icky. It feels icky. Now, here we are, you guys, an hour and 5-minute episode. Thank you guys so much for being here. I will be back tomorrow to celebrate the end of the week. We will have a new Patreon coming out, whether it's today or tomorrow. I am not sure, but I'll let you guys know. I'm going to stand up and show my outfit because a couple of you guys have asked. I'm wearing a cute little, it's like where did I get this? Maybe Vici. I can't even remember. It's just like a little halter top. And then these are, how am I going to show you? These are like, it's a skirt. It's like shorts, but then it has like a long skirt. Oh my gosh, should I say, what if I die? I don't want to do it. See, it's long in the back. I'll post it on Instagram. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. See you tomorrow. Bye.